It started like any other quiet night in Oka, Anambra State, but before the sunrise, a young man's life would be stolen and his state would be thrown into chaos. He was loved, admired, and celebrated, a fish farmer turned influencer, a businessman who inspired thousands, but for reasons only the wicked could explain, they wanted him gone. This is the story of Fish Magnet, how he was killed, and how the men who took his life were finally caught. Watch till the end. Justice, they say, moves slowly, but this time it moved with fire. His real name was Ifesi Una, but everyone called him Fish Magnet. He was more than just a fish seller, he was a phenomenon. On TikTok, his videos of life in the fish market went viral. He made fish farming look cool, even glamorous. His laughter was infectious, his energy unmatched. Celebrities like Very Dark Man knew his name. He was the kind of man who made people believe in honest hustle. No shortcuts, no fraud, just hard work. But behind the smiles and success, envy was growing like a dark shadow. He had changed the game, selling fish at prices others couldn't match. Some competitors called him reckless, others called him dangerous. Not because he was violent, but because his success threatened their greed. And then it happened. On Sunday evening, July 27th, 2025, the city of Oka had begun to settle into its usual night rhythm, but somewhere unseen eyes were watching Fish Magnet's every move. According to reports, a group of men followed him to his house. They waited, studied his routine, and then, without warning, struck. Gunshots shattered the night. Neighbors froze, afraid to move. By the time everyone reached the scene, the young businessman was gone. At first, people thought it was a kidnapping. The attackers had taken his body and later demanded ransom for his grieving mother. But when the ransom was paid, the awful truth came out. They hadn't kidnapped him. He had been dead the whole time. They took his corpse just to buy time. Fish Magnet death sent shockwave through Anambra. Social media erupted. Friends, fans, and family cried out for justice. Videos of his old TikTok flooded timeline. His laughter now hurting. How can someone who helped others be killed like this? One comment read. The people wanted answers, and behind the scene, the police were already moving. The Anambra State Police Command knew this wasn't a random crime. It was targeted, it was personal, and it was executed with precision. So they called in their best, the anti-kidnapping squad. From the very moment Fish Magnet lifeless body was found, the team got to work. No sleep, no rest. They combed through everything: phone logs, CCTV footage, known gang activities, even whispers in local bars. One piece at a time, the puzzle began to take shape. Then came the breakthrough. A small abandoned vehicle was discovered not far from where Fish Magnet was last seen alive. Inside, a burner phone, wiped clean, or so the cleaner thought. Forensic experts managed to extract fragments, a partial voice note, and location data that pinged near Nobi town. That clue changed everything. For 2 days, officers tracked the signal. It led to a compound on the outskirts of Nobi, hidden behind an old poultry farm surrounded by thick bush. The place looked abandoned from the outside, but at night, Lights flicked, cars came in and went, and voices echoed behind closed windows. Surveillance confirmed the suspicion. This was no ordinary hideout. After 48 hours of silent observation, the green light was given. It was time to move. 4 a.m., while the rest of Nobi town slept, 5 police Helios van rolled in, headlight off. The mission was simple: enter quietly, apprehend, extract. Officers surrounded the compound from all sides. A single command was whispered through the radio: move. They broke through the rush gate with a battering ram. The first room was empty, the second also empty. Then, in the third room, 5 men, fast asleep, no time to run, no time to fight. They were caught red handed. It was a clean, quiet, and professional, a textbook takedown. No shots fired, no injuries. The suspects were handcuffed, blindfolded, and taken straight to the Anambra State Police Headquarters in Awka. Arrive time 6:15 a.m. But the story didn't end there. During the search of the compound, officers found what would soon become critical evidence: multiple unregistered SIM cards, several mobile phones wrapped in foil to block tracking signals, a small bag of weapons, and most importantly, a damaged phone hidden behind a wooden panel, later confirmed to belong to fish magnets. That discovery tied everything together. At the station, the suspects were separated. No talking, no glance, no coordination. Each was locked in a small, dim interrogation room. One man, rough hand, scars on his cheek, said, "I don't know this man you are talking about." The second, younger, smirked. "You people have the wrong persons." But the smile faded when investigators showed call records proving he contacted another suspect on the day of the murder. The third stayed silent. The fourth claimed his motorcycle was stolen until GPS data placed it at the crime scene, and the fifth said he was home all day but couldn't name a single witness to back it up. The pattern was clear: they were lying. Meanwhile, the cyber forensic team was unlocking the damaged phones. Within hours, they recovered deleted files, messages, timestamp, and coordinates showing the phone had been in the exact area fish magnet was last seen. Voice comparison software also confirmed that the recovered voice note from the burner phones matched one of the suspects. Each piece of data was a nail in their coffin. Police cross-checked financial records, mobile transactions, and movements spanning 2 months. The trail was undeniable. Even the unregistered SIMs used for ransom calls matched timestamp from when Fish Magnet's mother received their devastating messages. Outside the police headquarters, the news spread like wildfire. Police gathered, hopeful but cautious. The name Fish Magnet wasn't just trending, it had become a cry for justice. He wasn't a criminal, he wasn't corrupt, he was one of the few young Nigerians who built something real. His story became a mirror of the country's struggle, where success too often invites danger. The police vowed not to rest until everyone involved faced the full weight of the law. By nightfall, the 5 suspects sat in cold detention cells. The same men who once moved freely in the shadow were now silent, reckless, and afraid. Officers reported whispers, pacing, nervous glances Two of the suspects refused to look at each other. Their confidence has evaporated. They knew what was coming. The evidence was too strong. The truth was closing in. Later that day, the head of the anti-kidnapping unit addressed journalists briefly outside the station. These men are prime suspects in the kidnapping and murder of Mr. Ephesus Una, known as fish magnates. They are in custody. Investigations are ongoing, and we will not rest until justice is done. It wasn't just a statement, it was a promise to a mother, to a community, and to a state still grieving its son. The case isn't closed yet, but this was the first major victory. Fish magnet killers thought they could vanish into the night. They thought no one would chase them this far. They were wrong, because behind the badge, behind the sleepless nights, there were officers who refused to let his story end in silence. So the next time you scroll past a story like this, remember, justice might be slow, but it does come. Rest in peace, fish magnets. Your name lives on in every honest hustler who refuses to give up. If you found this story powerful, hit that like button, drop your thought in the comment, and subscribe.